We hope you enjoy this series. Welcome to Discover Tasmania.
What is for dinner tonight, John?
Well, Liz, we're having deconstructed kebabs tonight. It's blowing an absolute gale here at the moment at Smithton, and we're actually camped in the RV park at Tall Timbers. Bloody magnificent spot. So we're going to do these deconstructed kebabs because the kebab sticks are too long for the pot.
Go!
We've got some rump steak, been marinated. We're going to have some onion, capsicum, snow peas, and have it with some rice. More importantly is the fact that it's blowing like it is, being able to use the induction cooktop just makes things so much easier and more reliable. So we're just going to, I'm just browning off the meat now, and then we'll throw the other bits and pieces in. Happy days. So in with the vegetables. Dinner will be ready soon. Cheers. And that is the finished product. Yum, yum. Deconstructed kebabs. Beautiful. Good morning, guys. Morning, Liz.
Morning, John. What a windy night.
Oh, what a windy night. So today we're off doing the Tarkine drive. So that takes you down through the Tarkine forest with some little points of interest along the way. So we're going to pop in and do those to sort of
check them out,
go and
because
check
we haven't
them out.
really done this before.
No, and as we said, originally from here, and we spent an awful lot of time on the east coast, a little on the west coast. So, and the roads that were gravel are now sealed.
Yep.
So that makes it even easier. So we've left the van in Smithton, and we're going to do a recce because there's a couple of spots down here further that we want to go before we head into Hobart. All right, and we'll show you these little bits and pieces as we go.
And we all know the west coast is rugged.
It's rugged,
So
it is.
Expect a bit of wind.
And we've got it, for sure. I don't know, I was doing 40 kilometres an hour and the dust was going past me, so that'll give you some idea. All right, we'll catch you guys further down the road. Cheers.
Bye.
So how often do you actually see this? These young ladies come out and actually serving as fuel at a fuel station. The Tarkine Drive starts through some of the state's most productive milking properties, with rolling hills and paddocks with lush green grass for the cows to munch on. After that, the drive will guide us through natural, dramatic and breathtaking coastlines of the region. It will also introduce us to unique flora and fauna, globally significant rainforests, wild river landscapes, and we will drive through coastal hamlets, cool temperature rainforests and some wild places. The first stop was Green Point Beach. There is a small shelter to get out of the wind here, and it certainly was being utilised today. It's blowing that hard that even the seagulls won't get up off the ground. Oh my God, I forgot this. I don't know, it's blowing its absolute off. But in the distance we can see the Wool North wind farm, and it's just starting to go round the tip down the west coast. Wonderful. At least the day's fine anyway. So we're just heading in to a little place called West Point. Follow the road in and just put a bit of a look out of something there on top of the beach. So we'll go in and have a look and see what we can find.
It's supposed to be a good surf beach.
Yeah, it says that bit of a write-up about a surf beach. So yeah, we're going to have a look. There is a track to the beach, so why walk when you can drive? One little bit.
Yeah. Oh, look at them waves. That'd be good to video, John.
Yeah.
Look in behind this guy.
Look at that. Like a perfect. I was a bit cautious as we were still at highway pressures, but it didn't look too bad. Sometimes the famous last words, yeah? I'm happy to report, not on this day, and we climbed back out of the beach without any issues. Well, how good was that, Liz? Bit of a drive on the sand behind the dunes
Yes.
and down onto their surf beach. That's awesome.
Pretty good surf beach too.
It was, even though, like as we said earlier, I think it's blowing, it's
Absolute
off. And even with that, there was still some pretty good sets coming through. So there's a couple of guys down there surfing, bodyboarding and doing their thing. So yeah, what a picturesque little spot. Cool, all right, on to the next spot. So after we leave West Point, just a little bit further down the road, there's another turn off to Bluff Point. And there's actually a lighthouse. I can actually see it now. There, and then the beach stuff is all below that. It's supposed to give you a reasonably good vantage point for some photos of the west coast. Given that at the moment the wind would blow the milk out of your tea and the water out of your whiskey, I don't know whether you're going to see too much, but we'll go and have a look. Let's see, we've got this all day to do that. Bluff Point Lighthouse was constructed in 1982 to replace the demolished lighthouse formerly to the north of here. A bit of useless information. This is the furthest west point of Tasmania. Well, I don't know how many lighthouses there are on the west coast. I reckon there's quite a few because it's a pretty rugged bit of territory.
Yes.
That's one of them we've just been to, and we were going to do a walk. We've got plenty of time. We're going to do a walk down through the land out to the beach, but it's a pretty ordinary looking goat track, and we don't want to. This has still got a leg in the moon boot, so kudos to me. We don't have to go and do a walk. Have to go and do a walk.
My ankle's not quite right.
Yeah, it's not quite right, and that's really, it's like shaly, uneven area, so
yes.
it would be, it's not worth the risk.
More likely to do more damage.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so back out to the main road, and we'll venture on a little bit further, see what we can find. Next stop, the Arthur River. Making our way out to the mouth of the river, there is debris everywhere. It looks like it's had a big flush out over the winter. This spot, known as the Edge of the World, is one of the most iconic attractions in Tasmania. Whilst not technically the furthest point west, that goes to Bluff Hill Point, the lookout is awesome. Looking directly west, your line of sight would continue far into the horizon. If our sight had no physical limit, you'd eventually spot landfall on the eastern coast of Argentina, all the way around the globe. It truly is the edge of the world. We needed to find somewhere for lunch, preferably out of the wind. Not a bad little spot for lunch. It's called Nelson's Bay. Well, we managed to find a spot out of the wind. Otherwise, it would have put a whole new meaning to the word sandwich. Then we went exploring. The west coast of Tasmania is well known for its rich mining history, and we had been told about an old abandoned one on the side track not far from our lunch stop. So we went to see if we could find it.
80 metres.
Wandering aimlessly around, we looked left and right, followed what we thought was a track, but to no avail. 10 o'clock in the morning, and you had all day, then you could stop the market, have a bit of a look around. To be fair, the day was getting on, so we probably needed more time. I went for a bit of a look further down the road. Well, it was a good chance to stretch our legs and soak up some of the west coast bush smells. No luck on the mine, but we did find the access road to the infamous Balford track. Well, this brings back so many memories. We did this track, crockies, it would have been, how long have we been in Brisbane? 18 years, probably 10, probably 25, 26 years ago. And not a lot has changed except for obviously Parks and Wildlife have taken over. So there's big warning signs, winches and snorkels are required. They recommend you travel in convoy, which we did. There was 5 or 6 vehicles when we did it, and spent a long weekend in June down here, probably one of the wettest weekends that you could possibly have. And it was awesome. So this is a bit of, if you in a minute we'll sort of show you, this is the sort of stuff that you're going to encounter if you do the Balford truck. And there is plenty of stuff on YouTube, a bit of ground that you can just go hell for leather and send it. So yeah, you go from basically the coast to the inland road, and you can go all the way through to Balford. I had to stop because this is starting to really intrigue me. There are these markers on the road. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute and you'll see where they were, and then they've dug them up and moved them. And I don't know why. I don't know why they're there. some sort of warning device. Secondly, they've moved them. What do we got? They've probably moved them about 6-8 metres further down the road. So they've put them down, then they've scoured them all up, and then reinitialised them back on the bitumen. So if I find out, and I'll see what I can find out. If I can, I'll pop it down the bottom. If I can't, if somebody does know, please comment, let me know. It's started to intrigue me. This is about the 8th or 10th lot that we've come across. We have just come out of Corinna and we're on our way back along the Tarkine Drive, back to Smithton, sorry. So that's the section of road that we're travelling on. So if anybody knows, and I haven't put down there what I found out, please feel free to comment. So here we are at Sumac Lookout, overlooking the Arthur River. We've been down for a quick walk down to the lookout, and it is quick, it says 5 minutes. It probably wasn't about 2, but that's all right, they're my kind of walks. Sensational. This west coast continues to deliver. We're actually in sinkhole country. As rain falls, it absorbs carbon dioxide, making permeating water slightly acidic. As this water migrates downwards, the carbonate bedrock is slowly dissolved, creating bedrock voids. Over time, the underground void becomes larger as soil and rock from above fall into this cavity and are washed away. The void continues to grow and slope upwards towards the surface. Eventually, the structural integrity of the overlying material is breached and the sinkhole is formed. And here we are, we've got one here. Well, Liz, what a couple of great days in Smithton, despite the weather.
Yes, it was. We did some exploring.
We did, yeah. Well, we did the Tarkine, first day.
Yep.
We based ourselves in Smithton and we did the Tarkine. And then obviously had a look at the coast as well. And then we got back last night, everything sort of seemed okay. And then we woke about 12-ish, thunder, lightning. I'm like, are we still in Queensland? It's just that feeling.
And the rain.
And then the rain. And but it rained quite heavy for a very short period of time, and then it was just little scuds of sleety rain coming through, and then heavy gusts every now and again, just what it is. So we were going to go out to the wind farm at Marrowa at Woolnorth, but because it was just so wet and cold and uncomfortable, we thought we have seen a wind farm, so it's not like it's something super new. So we spent a bit of time and wandered around Smithton itself.
We did.
And for those that don't know, Smithton is heavily agricultural, like beef cattle, milking cattle, dairy cattle. A high concentration of the milk for Tasmania comes out of this region. Vegetables is another one, particularly potatoes, big potato growing area.
For McCain.
For McCain's, yeah, and there's a few signs and things around. Oh, McCain, you've done it again, type thing. And of course, we can't forget their seafood industry.
Oh yes.
It's a big crayfishing hub, and also oysters.
Yes, there's an oyster farm.
There's an oyster farm up at, I think the lady said, Seven Rivers, which is the river that runs into the Duck River, which is where Smithton is based. So we went to the
Tarkine Oysters Cafe and had a sample. Oh, they were nice.
Well, it was a pre-lunch thing.
It was an entree.
It was little teasers, so we enjoyed that.
And that's what happens to a dozen oysters. Yum-o.
That sort of, when we got back to camp and just tootled around, I did a bit of editing, and we went over to the Tall Timbers and had a couple of pre-dinner drinks. And that was sort of yesterday. So today we're heading back through to Launceston, or actually to Hansman. All right, well, we're just moseying into a place called Stanley this morning on our way north.
Yes.
We're on our way east. So this is famous for
Pardon
the
me.
Stanley nut.
Yes.
So we're going to have a bit of a look. I don't know if it's an ideal day to walk on it or anything like that. We might even be able to see the damn thing.
No, because it's very overcast and still scuds of rain coming through.
All right, we'll catch you guys during the course of the day. See ya.
Bye.
There you go, standing under the nut. Holy moly. It's blowing now. They're all white. Oh, this is out there still taking a couple of photos. I got back in the car. I can't stand up in it. Oh.
That is. Oh, hang on! Look at the hair blown.
Yeah.
The wind blown hair. It is blowing a gale out there. But pretty.
There you go. Up the road, we took a bit of a detour to Dip Falls. Given the amount of rain that has fallen over the last couple of days, we thought it might be worth a look, and we were not disappointed. The road winds its way through a thick matting of rainforest before you arrive at the Falls car park. You can access both the top and the bottom of this amazing spot.
So it's a bit wet at the moment, but we're going to go do Dip Falls and see what it looks like.
Did you just do that in case I fell? A short walk down a series of steps takes us to a landing where we're treated to this spectacular waterfall. Then a short walk over the bridge to the other side gives you access to a viewing platform from the top. Come to Tasmania, they said. Come in the summertime. They said it'll be lovely and warm. I think they might have lied. Just a little bit. To be fair, it wasn't all that bad. If it hadn't have rained, there would have only been a trickle going over it at this time of the year. Okay, so back to the car, and Hadspen, here we come. Wow, Dip Falls. How cool's that?
I know. Normally it's just a trickle, but because of all the rain that we've had, it's now flowing.
It's flowing like it's a curse. The curse, the rain, but the blessing is that, you're right, it's flowing well and truly.
Very picturesque.
And that drive up through the rainforest is just sensational. I thought I was going to turn the lights on. You forget quite quickly how good they are.
Yeah, and green, because it's just so lush.
And it just smells.
Oh yes, I forgot what that smelled like.
All right, well, we're back in the car. We've got rained on and blown on and all sorts of things. We just continue our trip back up the coast. See you guys later.